to Naturally. We have an amazing show for you today. We've got two giants in the business as well. First, we have Nana Marfo from Unique Abilities. And we have Tendai Chagweda from
Quest for Success.
Quest for Success, but you do so much, so we will get to that. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to start with you, Nana. You've been sitting there waiting so patiently. So, Nana, first of all, tell us a little bit about your charity and what you do.
Unique Abilities is basically a charity that enables people with a voice, people with disabilities. So it gives people who for so long haven't been able to speak up a chance to be able to elevate their voice within community.
That's brilliant. So how did you manage to get into that position to help people?
It was through personal experience, going through stuff myself as a disabled person.
Okay.
I've personally got a tracheostomy, which is a tube that enables me to breathe and speak at the same time. I noticed that within the employment sector, people with disabilities were not being treated fairly.
Yeah.
I can only talk about myself, and I just thought, is there a platform where people can speak out about employment? Is there a platform where people can speak out about what they're going through? Not really. So I decided to set it up and involve people with different disabilities to speak up about their experiences within employment.
I think it's amazing that you're giving people a voice, and I think I've been reading about you. You spoke at a charity event that we were at together, and I was really blown away by your journey. You came from a place where you felt marginalised and that you never had a voice, and you've actually managed to get yourself into a position where you're making a difference.
Yeah.
And you were nominated for an award for that, weren't you?
Yeah, National Diversity, Pride of Britain. Yeah, this goes on.
You have to give a round of applause, and and a thank you as well, because you're having impact and you're changing people's lives.
You know when people say thank you, I'm thinking it's something that we should do as a norm. It's a problem, rectify it. If you're going to complain about it and not do nothing about it, don't complain about it at all. I just feel in the workplace, even for a person with a disability to get a job, it's getting blood out of stone. I don't know if it's purely because employers are skeptical, lack of disability awareness. I don't know what it is, but I want to be that phone who opens that door that people with disability are capable and we are able. All we ask is for empathy, understanding, and support.
Yeah, and it's like you said, you are able. Everyone's got different strengths.
Yeah.
And people shouldn't be marginalised or pushed to the side.
Yeah.
I think sometimes able-bodied people have an assumption about other people's life experiences, and it's not really for us to judge. We should be more open and listen.
I wouldn't even say it's the way the social model was created. It was created to bring people together to understand. But in today's world, you haven't got that unity. People think you're trying to scam the system, you don't want to work, you're playing on your disability, and when you look at the benefits sector, a lot of people are being cut off from even claiming support.
Yes.
So it's
like a blanket field.
It's a blanket field.
That people are cheating the system, and those people who are cheating affect the people who aren't actually cheating the system, who actually need those services.
Yeah.
So can you tell me a bit about your journey, because you're a strong, powerful kid. But growing up, what was your experience? What was your life like?
Growing up, I didn't know no different. I wouldn't say I knew I was disabled.
Well,
the word disability wasn't really something I put onto myself.
Yeah.
It's until I got to about 6 or 7, every winter I was being taken indoors.
Okay.
My friends were able to play in the cold, I weren't. It's a bit strange. Then one day I decided to kick the teacher. They called my mum in and they had to explain, okay, this is the reason why they're taking me indoors.
Okay.
Because my mum hadn't explained it. She told them they needed to do it.
Yeah.
But as the individual, I was cut out of that conversation. Because African woman, African background, back then, yeah, they don't involve the child.
Yeah.
It's between mother, authorities, we're helping your child.
Yeah, it's something being done to you almost. And
Yeah.
You haven't got that awareness of why am I being separated?
Yeah. So, speeding up to secondary school, or should I say primary school, local authorities deemed me as someone with special needs,
Okay.
which I hated that word. I still hate it. Because I don't see myself as special. What's special about me? The only thing that's different is I talk differently, I breathe differently, my IQ is just as anybody else.
Yeah.
I can communicate just as everybody else. Why am I called special? Anyway, I was out of school for 4 years because they couldn't decide whether I could work alongside my peers in a mainstream school or if I needed to be in a special school where I wasn't getting the education I needed, and it was like I was going to a nursery crèche.
This is a lot of the time what happens with alternative provisions, special needs school. You're not getting the same access to the curriculum.
No.
They make assumptions about the level of IQ of the people who are there. You're not going to be able to read or write, and then you're almost bracketed. And just because there is something about you that is different, it doesn't. People shouldn't assume that mentally.
It's one blanket rule. As soon as you've got, it's like you cut your finger. It's like,
Is it? Would you say it's still like that in schools now?
Oh yeah.
Like in terms of, because there's not that many. Obviously, I work in education, and there's not that many special needs schools, or if they are, they're very one size fits all. Sometimes we get students referred to my schools that have disabilities, and they're like, well, why are you sending them here? This is a school for behaviour. Yes, they do have certain behaviour issues, but we're not really able to provide for their needs.
Nothing's really changed because 2 years ago I had a mother contact me from Yorkshire. Her son's got a similar condition to me. Obviously different reasons why he's got tracheostomy, but going through the same thing my mum went through with me.
How many years?
And we're talking, 30 years on, it's still, when it comes to disability in general, we're on a back foot. When I went on holiday, I went to Miami, and when you look at the way they treat, even though the terminology they use for people with disabilities is not right, they are more, I would say they're more inclusive.
Okay.
Because you walk into shops, you've got people with disability working everywhere. Over here it's like you're trying to force the employer.
Okay.
And the employer will find some way to say no. Or they'll take the person on and say that the person's incompetent.
Yeah.
So you're always fighting.
So is that what your charity does? That's what you do in the community? Do you?
My charity is basically going into schools, educating the young. Because I think once you've got the young, the old will
slowly fade away.
Slowly fade away.
I'm talking to you. Everyone soon. Get the young one.
Yeah. So I go into schools. I work on behalf of Scope.
Okay.
So Scope employed me to be a role model.
Fantastic.
So I go into schools and talk to students, and they're very switched on. They're so switched on. Talking about disability, talking about discrimination, talking about employment.
Okay.
Where I come in is to just give that extra confidence Like, there's rules, there's legislations. People with disabilities don't rely on the system. I'm not saying don't tap into the system, but be self-aware of your own knowledge. There's legal stuff out there that protect us. And what's sad is, when I used to work in the corporate world, a lot of people relied on the union reps. And half the time, the union reps didn't give a damn. They were doing it because it's a way for them to leave the day job. They didn't care about you as an individual. They were quick to get your subs, but they weren't supporting you. So if you didn't know your legality,
and the actual legislation,
steps,
it's just like, well,
it's just like, well,
yeah, you get that. Like,
we've helped you. Thanks for your subs. We've helped you. Go on.
You said you were working in the corporate world. So in terms of your journey through school, so you went through school and onto university.
Didn't get no support in uni.
That's what I was going to ask you, because I'm trying to track your experience. So school was a certain way, then you got on to university, and it's the same kind of thing into work.
Yeah.
And nothing really changes.
No. I think in the early millennium, to mention the word reasonable adjustments was a myth. To mention the word I need support is like, what are you talking about? What kind of support? Because my first job was McDonald's.
Okay.
Fun times.
I've heard that is very fun to work there. You get a good team spirit going on there.
No comment. That is.
I mean, I don't think they were even aware of reasonable adjustments.
So what do you mean by reasonable adjustment? Explain. So
when I say reasonable adjustments, I mean making someone comfortable in the workplace. So if I've got complex needs, what can you do to enable that I'm on par with my colleague who hasn't got a disability?
Yes, okay.
So it's simplifying my work environment.
Yes, it's you're providing the same opportunities for everyone.
Yes.
Everyone's not got the same needs, but if I need something to be able to work on that same even keel, my employer is supposed to provide.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what employers need to understand that reasonable adjustments is not just there's a chair, there's a laptop, or there's a widescreen. There's also the human support. A lot of employers are miffed when I speak to them in my day job and I say, I can bring an extra support for this person with a learning disability. They're like, oh, what do you mean? We can get them software, we can get them a chair. No.
It's that person.
It's that person. Sometimes that person with a learning disability doesn't quite get the job. They're excited they're in a job, but can they handle the job? So it's that human support that is also very important.
And that's probably where a lot of people probably fall short in doing that, because even like in everyday needs, that personal contact is often missing, but sometimes you need someone to decipher. Like I worked for a year doing a maternity cover in a school for deaf children, and how they decipher the world is completely different to how we would. But it's a level of understanding that and helping them to navigate. So you do trips out to the shops and communicating and helping them to, function within society. But for the employer should be able to take that on board and ensure that it's an inclusive environment for people. But that must be where you face a lot of problems though, because how do you ensure that? But because everyone's an individual.
Everyone's an individual,
so
and
it's not blanket, and I think that's probably part of the problem. Like disability law. Okay, if you're disabled, you get this, this, and this. Well, my disability might be my back. Yours is your voice. So
and then you've got spectrums.
So how can we move forward really to make sure?
They need to do it case by case because everybody's disability is different. You could see me, one of my friends I grew up with who's got a trachea. We didn't get it for the same reasons. There's different reasons why people have a trachea. And I don't think the government or wider society have got to grips with what disability is.
Yeah.
And I think some people forget you're going to get old, your body's going to deteriorate, you are going to have a disability. How do you want to be treated?
Right.
You know, that's...
It's funny, you say that I had a slip disc. It's probably up to like 2.5 years ago now. I literally couldn't walk. I couldn't get up, and it's only then that you realise the freedom of movement.
Yeah.
Just being able to take for granted the little things of, do you know what, I need to go to the toilet. And it was literally one leg at a time, like, oh my God, I'm not going to make it. These are the little things.
Yeah.
And you don't realise until it's gone.
Happens.
And it's like, I was watching one of your clips, and that's what you were saying.
Yeah.
We're all going to be disabled at some stage in life. Or even like, for example, I wear glasses. Like today, I wear contact lenses. Today, I put them in. I can barely see. I don't know if I put them in the wrong eyes or whatever it is, and I can't actually see, and it impedes you.
Yeah.
But you'd expect people to want to understand that, and I think that's what we've got to try and fly the flag for, really.
Yeah.
And everyone's got individual, individual needs.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm amazed.
it is amazing that you're out here. You're actually
Waving the flag for what needs to be waved, yeah?
Yeah. I just think society need to get on with it.
Yeah.
It shouldn't take one individual to wave a flag. The problems have been there for years.
But what you're saying about voice is key, and like, just little things, awareness.
Yeah.
So that today when I was offering you a drink, I didn't consider, like if you want to have cold water or a warm drink, little things like that, just little individual bits of information that would make it easier to make your life easier. But people have to be woken up to it, I suppose.
True.
So little bits like that. But you're talking about waving the flag.
Yes.
But you are a lady who's waving the flag in lots of different directions, doing lots of things.
Yes.
So tell me, where do we begin?
Do you know what? I'd love to go in the back of what Nana was talking about. Because I do autism, I do DJ classes. I've got a company called Inspiring DJs, and I really welcome on my flyer. I've actually had to go out of my way to say children with autism are welcome, more than welcome. And then I've gone on to develop that into ADHD and other superpowers. I like to call it superpowers. I don't call it a disability. I don't like that word. It's a different ability, but I don't like disability. So I call it superpower, and the mums are like, yeah. Because these people have got superpowers. Most of the people that have got different abilities, you find that their abilities are heightened in other areas.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd love to go in the back of that. I do DJ classes. Set up Inspiring DJs about 2 years ago.
And you're a DJ, because that's how we.
Yes.
That's how we know each other. Originally, you're a DJ, very good DJ.
Yeah, thank you.
And then I saw that you're doing the inspirational DJs.
Yes.
And then I've seen the Quest for Success Vision Board workshops, which I was really excited to take part in recently.
Yeah.
Which is brilliant. So can you tell us a little bit about that? And
okay.
While you talk, could we prepare the clip as well so we can see a little bit of your work?
Cool, yeah. So with regards to the setting up the vision board workshops, when I run my DJ workshops, I ask people, what's your superpower? I love the personal development side of things with people. So it's finding out more about a character when you're working with them, because you find that you work even better with them when you've understood them as an individual.
Yeah.
So I do that, and I've been doing vision boards myself personally for about 25 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm all about goal setting, people living their best lives, doing something they enjoy. So with the DJ side of things, I do goal setting as well. So I realised that people just love goal setting. People just didn't realise how enjoyable it can be, and I make things really, really fun. So moving out of Inspiring DJs 2 years ago, actually, 2 years ago last week, exactly to the day. Thank you. Celebrating my 2-year anniversary running vision board workshops and the likes. Yeah, it's been 2 years, and I literally woke up one day. I've been manifesting loads of things. So for people that don't know, vision boards are like a collage of words and images of things that you want to be, do, have and see. It's like a collage a board, and you just put pictures of things that you want to achieve and accomplish in life. And I've been accomplishing loads and loads of things.
It's actually my brother has actually been telling me to do a vision board for a long time.
Yeah.
He's been saying I've been manifesting. I've been like, yeah, it's something that I want to do.
Yep.
But I just hadn't had the time.
Yeah.
And I think we were both at Wellbeing.
Absolutely.
Peckham's first Wellbeing Day. It was actually a really brilliant event. If you next time, make sure you get down there.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. But I got the opportunity to take part in your workshop, and I really, really did actually enjoy it. I'm not somebody that really does lists. I say I'm going to do it. I need to sit down and do this.
Yeah.
And I never do because I'm too busy running from one thing to the next.
Yeah.
But it was so therapeutic to actually sit there and think, well, actually, what do I want? And where do I want to go?
Yeah.
And it was actually really, really fun. And when I broke down, I think I have a video of it, but I'm not sure if we have it here today.
Excellent.
But it was like, I can actually visualise and see what I'm doing. And I was lucky enough to win the prize.
Yeah.
So we are going to have a one-on-one session.
Yeah, in my offices in the Shard. So I manifested offices in the Shard. So that's when I was like, guys, I'm eating.
Tell me, you say this, and I've been saying you've got offices in the Shard. I mean, tell me a little bit about the manifestation, because that's to do with the laws of attraction, isn't it? So tell the people who don't know about the laws of attraction exactly what it is and how you've been manifesting. How did you manage to pull the Shard out of your bag?
Okay, so first and foremost, I've got my memory is getting much, much better. Let me put that out there. My memory is getting much, much better. I want to expand on Wellbeing SE15 because that's where we met. They've done a fantastic event, and that's where you've won your prize. And what was the question again, sorry?
I was about the laws of attraction.
Oh, yeah.
And what it is.
Okay, so the laws of attraction are things that you attract into your life. Like attract like. So if you're on a positive plane, you will attract more positive things and people. And if you're on a negative vibe or vibration, or that's what you're giving off, you're going to more than likely attract more and more of that. So I noticed that I'm built from a different stock, so to say, and from a young child, whenever people used to talk positively, I always corrected them. I'd be like, no, you're not. For me, it was like, no, you're not supposed to say that. It's going to happen. I always believed it. I don't know.
Oh, you say, oh, no, believe
as
it.
A child, as a child, I realised the power of the tongue, the word, whatever. Was it
word, sound, and power? My mum would say.
Word, sound, and power.
Word, sound, like what you speak out into.
Right. The power of the tongue is what I know it as. Funny saying. But I know it as, I always noticed that as a child I'd say things and they would happen. So I was like, Mum, don't say that. It's not going to happen. Don't say that. I'd really be against it. So I noticed I had a big thing for it, and then I came across Yolanda Van Zant's books and Oprah Winfrey. I was attracted to her because that's what she was all about on her TV shows, the few we were able to watch in our time. This is back in the 80s and 90s.
Okay. So Oprah Winfrey used to talk about the laws of attraction?
Oh, yeah. So that's where I first got hold of this. I was like, this black woman is on a TV show and she's just doing what I'd love to be doing. She was just saying, I've got another great story. So she would just do a TV show about positive stories, what someone's adversity was and how they were able to lift themselves up. And I was like, this is fantastic. She's actually got a show just talking about fun things. For me, that's fun. And she's, and she's so popular and she's doing a great job. And I was like, I'd love to be someone like that. So this is in the 80s and 90s that I kind of saw that. Yeah, we're talking 30 years ago. So yeah, for me, that's when I noticed it. And she would always say, like, you got to talk about the positive. So I was like, yeah, it's all about the positive. Why talk about the negative? You're just going to attract it.
So I remember seeing you posting, because we're friends on Facebook, about when you got your offices and you started this new business. I follow and I was like, oh, she's really going places and doing things.
Thank you.
Tell me a bit how did you manifest your
own offices?
Your own offices in the shop for free.
Okay.
And please tell me how to do it.
All right.
So I could get.
Well, first of all, the way I'll tell you to do it, is to come to my workshop. So,
well, I'm doing that. So
So I run workshops first and foremost, and for me it was finding out what I really wanted to do in life. So for me it was grounding myself with what my purpose was. What am I born to do in this earth? What do I do naturally? What is my superpower? Same things I ask my students.
And what is your?
So for me, my superpower is innovation and innovation, and gosh, I've completely forgotten the second
Positive
one.
energy, because you're a ball of positive energy.
Yeah, that it's true, and that's just so natural that I never actually say that as one of my ones. But yeah, innovation, optimism, I suppose, is another word, and I've forgotten the third one. But intuition, I suppose, and I use those natural gifts to do what I do, and things come to me naturally when I'm using those natural gifts. Innovation, how can you do something different or better? Asking for feedback or just thinking top of my head. I'm really, really good at that. If there's a really dire situation going on, I will think of something really, really quick. I notice that that's my superpower, and most people would crumble like, there's a fire. There was a fire in my house on Monday. Got an electric cooker. There was a tissue on the back stove. The back stove came on somehow. I was cooking lamb oxtail actually on the front stove. And then at the back stove it had caught light. I was washing up. I turned to my left. I see all these flames. I was like, and so I literally done that. Walked over to it, picked it up because it's the Bounty. You know, the Bounty tissue is a lot more. It's thicker. It's basically like a dishcloth. Picked that up and put it in the washing up that I was with. But most people could have, been like, oh my gosh, fire, let me come and throw everything over my oxtail. I was just really calm, and I've noticed that when it comes to like a major situation, I'll just be like very calm and collective. I get to think really, really well. So, using your superpowers. So for me, I just said to myself, why don't I teach other people how to use vision boards? So I'm in mastermind groups on Facebook. So I'm a big Facebook user. I'm a Facebook fan. But there are a lot of pros that I've got out of using Facebook. There's a lot of benefits that you can get. You can get your ideal clients. You can engage, and I've got mentors. I've got sponsorships. I've got loads of things from using it effectively. Because I also teach in South Bank University. I teach businesses how to use social media effectively. So I'm practicing what I preach here, right?
So you can help me.
No, absolutely. Yeah, you're fantastic at what you do. Yeah, we're incorporating that in the consultation. No, you're fantastic.
I'm looking for sponsorship for the show.
Fantastic.
At the moment.
And I get people throwing in like, what do you need? What clothes do you need? And I get people throwing clothes at me. Yes.
Throw them.
Yeah. Let's manifest. We'll do this when we do your boards.
My hands are ready to catch. Designers, dress me, darling.
Yes, well, and our designers, that's so important. I get loads of African stuff sent to me.
The beautiful.
I love my designers that I'm working with. So, with regards to the vision board workshops, I was like, let me do this online. I can do a Facebook Live in a mastermind group with, a group with like-minded people, and just tell them how great it is for me, because I can see people in these black banter groups talking about things. I wish I remembered the name of the group that I done this particular thing in, and it's awful. The author's name is Temison. She's got a fantastic group. And I said to her, people talk about vision boards, but I've really manifested some things. Can I do a Facebook Live in your group? And she's like, yeah, cool, let's do it. I think I've done it on Boxing Day or just before New Year's or just before Christmas. And I came down with a really bad cold. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so ill. I said, I'll just do a quick 20-minute video because I've got to do it. I want to stick to my guns. I'm going to do this video. Anyway, I come alive. I'm all about energy. For me as well, I'm all about energy. And done this video and people were listening to what I'm saying. They're like, my kid's listening into the background what you're saying. They're starting their vision board right there and then. And the minute I start talking to people, I'm an extrovert. I like my own space, and I can sit for a week at home or in my offices and not talk to nobody at all. Not in the offices, let me keep it real. But at home, I can just talk to no one for a week. But as an extrovert, the minute I see people, I shine. I'm just like a people person. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So coming online in a camera, it was no different. Exactly the same thing. Telling them how to go about doing their boards with regards to having a structure. Don't just throw any old thing on your board. Have a structure. So in the workshop that we done together, look at health, look at wealth, passions, charities, and things that you want to support. There's 8 different things in total, but most importantly, at the very top of my board, I focus on what my purpose is, and then from my purpose, I've then got a breakthrough goal, and within the breakthrough goal, that's where I said to the universe, right, I'm going to know I'm on the right track when I've got premises in North, East, South and West London. I actually said those exact words, and because I said that in my mastermind group, I was doing weekly calls with them, paid group. So you get what you pay for. You know, I was like an accountability partner. Like, guys, what are you manifesting? What have you done on your boards? What have you set as your breakthrough goal? And my breakthrough goal, I said, universe, I'm going to know I'm on the right track when I've got premises in North, East, South, and West London. I've done that in January. I said that in January. I met the CEO of the offices that I've got end of January. And then I was invited in February to come for an interview. Basically, I was DJing at another ideal client. I was invited to DJ for Enterprise Nation. Have you heard of them? Have you heard of Enterprise Nation? Really great organisation. So when you're an entrepreneur doing your own thing, you can be very much a solo person in your own entity, unless you're working with companies like Scope, where you're very fortunate. With me, I am a solopreneur, so to say. So I go to places like British Library, where I can be inspired by people that are experts in their field and people that are advising people like, right, if you've got a product and you want to get into Harrods, this is how you do it. I've got the buyers of Harrods here. So I met this lady called Emma Jones. She's got this. She's the CEO of Enterprise Nation, and my energy, the minute she was on the stage, just like you, what I love about you, you're authentic, and you do things ad lib, so you do things off the cuff. That's like me as well. I don't like rehearsing. I just like to just do it there and then, but it works. It really works for you. It works for Emma Jones, and it works for myself. So she's fantastic. You're going to have to check her out. Anyway, so I've seen her energy on the stage, and I'm like, I need to work with this person. So anyway, cut a long story short, see how the universe works. 3 years later, she's booked me to DJ while she's got all of these keynote speakers coming on the stage, people that have got all these fantastic millionaire companies telling people how to do things, and I'm playing the music in between, so there's no silences. So I've manifested all of this. I said in my head, that's the kind of DJ and I want to do now. So I want to be in the club. I'm a businesswoman, a phenomenal one to that, and I want to be in renown in that world kind of thing. So anyway, manifested that thanks to a lady called Amanda. She's changed her surname, but she does PR. So she introduced me. You always got to give credit where credit's due, right?
Got to make sure
that in there. Yeah, have to. Amanda Ruiz, she was formerly known as. I'll find out what her information is. So anyway, she's hooked me up, great. And then seen Emma, and I saw this millionaire, and he's like, yeah. So I've got all of these offices. It's called co-working spaces. And I'll tell the listeners, contact me and I'll give you the name of the company. And he said, I've got free office space for people that are under 30. You can just come and use my offices for a year. He didn't say you have to be under 30 at this stage. He just said, I've got free offices. I've got office spaces that you can use across London. 32 of them at the time he had. And he said, just contact me, send me an email. So he made it seem like it's easy. And I was like, cool. I've put that in the universe. I've said that that's one of my things that I want to achieve. I was like, boom, I'm going to contact him. Messaged him. He's like, yep, go to my PA it was, personal assistant. And I was like, okay. And then gone to her now. And she's like, here's the application form. And then saw the application form. You have to be under 30. Oh. But I knew the universe don't lie, I'd already concocted all of this in my head. I've worked out what my purpose is, what I'm supposed to be doing. So my purpose is to facilitate people to transform their vision to reality. That's why I was born here. I'm fantastic at people saying, I've got this little thing, and I'm like, well, do it. And then I coach them into understanding how they're going to go about doing it. And they're like, oh yeah, I can do it. I'm like, of course you can. And they're like, yeah, and they do it, and they achieve what they thought was just a very small vision. So I determined what my purpose was, determined what my breakthrough goal is, because I'm going to be doing this for thousands of people, but I knew I needed premises. So now I've manifested my premises, and they said, oh yeah, by the way, you've got to be under 30. And I wasn't giving up. I was like, nah, this is for me. And I said, well, I work with young people, because at this stage I'd already had inspiring DJs, and I was working with young people, working with a young boy with autism, who was my first client. Big up Rio, love him. Fantastic DJ, picked it up really quick. And my aim is to get him into employment where he's doing something he's naturally good at, not just Rio, but people with on the spectrums, doing something they're naturally good at, and they're not having to pacify themselves or having to, can you? I'm like, I want them to be great at what they're doing, getting big money, and that's my aim. So, forgot what I was going.
It's really about positive energy and mental thought, and that's where you get to where you're going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, have you experienced anything like that? Do you is it positive thinking that's got you where you are? Have you had any experiences? Because I find a few things where following my intuition has I think since I started my poetry, believing in myself and having that, do you know what? I did the first poem and I was like, you know what, I'm a poet.
Boom.
That's it. I'm a poet.
Absolutely.
And it's like I'm gonna go and do poetry, and I believed it, and I started saying, yeah, I do poetry, and I'm a model as well because I've done a bit of modelling. But before I had the kind of, I've done a few pictures, and that self belief of actually I am a poet and I am a model and I can take pictures and I'm confident enough to stand up here and do it.
Yeah.
And then from I did that and I actually went past that threshold. It's like I'm astounded that in terms of what you say about manifesting, I haven't done a vision board, but it's like I want to do this.
You started it. You created one with me.
I started it but I'm talking in terms of my journey, in terms of my poetry, and I said, well, I want to, I've always said I wanted to be a presenter. I've always said I wanted to act. I've always said I wanted to do fashion shows, and I never did it. And I sat there for till I was 35, did little bits, but I never really blossomed.
Right.
But that positive energy and intuition and believing in myself was what enabled me to be where I am now. I'm here, I've been nominated for Best Spoken Word Artist, I'm doing fashion shows, I'm on a TV show, Unite, 20th December.
You know, oh yes, saw that actually.
Tagging that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like, how did you, like what was the catalyst for you to one day wake up and say, you know what? I've lived this life. I know people need to hear that they have a voice. What was
for me, it was I'd had enough. I'd got to a point in my life where I was like, I can't let another boy or girl go through what I went through. And especially when you have a mum who doesn't see barrier. And
she's brought you up with that. Listen, you're the same. You can get up, you can do. Nothing ain't gonna stop you from doing what you're doing.
So when you've got a mum like that, you can't really.
You've always had the fire.
Backtrack.
The fire was always there.
You know, I had opposites. I had my dad who was like, just be quiet, just get on with life. My mum was like, what? What do you mean get on? You're capable. Don't think because they've not got a tube. They're better than you. I don't think because they're lighter than you, they're better than you.
Wow,
you
went there.
need to push yourself. Because the minute you decide to slack is the minute the world will pity you, and then you pity yourself, and then it's like what you really can infuse into the world won't happen because you're going to think the world owes you something. And it's like you feel sorry for yourself. So for me, it's not the same path. It's more of a activism kind of route. And as a teenager, I related to Tupac a lot.
Really? So how did he?
I wasn't expecting that one. I was like, whoa.
Good inspirational characters. But why was he inspiring to you?
Because he looked at a problem and he made you see this is the problem we have. Rather than we just mope about it and think it's somebody else's reasoning or it's somebody else who needs to take it on board, we need to do it ourselves. From when we do it, we can somewhat create a positive impact,
which you have.
And it's just like there's a book that he wrote, The Rose That Grew from a Concrete. So I think I'm that rose that grew from a concrete. 6 months premature.
Oh wow.
Death's door 3 times.
Wow.
Was in ICU 4 times.
Wow.
And then to live to the age I'm today, it's a miracle.
Wow.
It's a miracle. I was reading part of your bio, which is it's quite a painful thing, but it empowered you as well. But when you heard about your dad's wishes, explain a little bit about that.
So, I would say when it came to me being born as a male figure, an African at that, disability is not something that is understood in the African community. It's understood to a degree, but not to the point of, it's my child, I don't care what the world thinks. It's more of, I've got a disabled child, I'm not going to be seen as a man.
Okay.
That's my personal view.
Yeah, the flaws. Why did this happen?
Is it my fault? You know, how are my peers? How is my family going to see me? So I guess in his view, being born so tiny, being born with limbs that were partly not developed, he thought I was going to suffer. So his ideology behind it is, if he's going to suffer, why don't we just let him go?
Yeah.
And
look what the world would have missed. This is the reality of it.
Yeah.
So.
And my mum was like, hell no.
It's my baby.
Ain't happening. You know, but that's spurred me on to make others see that being born premature, it doesn't mean you won't exist. You just have to fight for your voice to be heard a little bit louder, but you will be heard, and it depends on you as a person. Never think the system owes you. When I used to work in a benefit organization and people used to come in, what used to annoy me is they used to think the world owed them. Now, your disability is part of you. You need to make sure you live alongside it and let people see you before your disability. The moment you let people see your disability before you, you're losing battle. Because everyone will recognize you for your disability. Don't get me wrong, people look at me and think, oh, you're struggling to talk, I didn't care. Or when I was in Ghana, lived in Ghana for 5 years, happy times. People be like, oh, you're breathing heavily, just go and sit down and rest. You know, while you're overexerting yourself, you're a sickler, as they call it back home.
Okay.
And that didn't deter me. Even at that age, I used to look at them and think, I'm going to show you, I'm going to score that goal. I'm going to keep playing. And if my body overexerts, then I'll stop.
Yeah, then I'll sit down and it's fine. But it's that positive belief, go on.
I think what you've highlighted here is because you've been trying to pinpoint like Tender, but why do you think you're manifesting? Why are you manifesting that? How did you do it? So in my situation, I don't know if you saw one of my videos, I used to actually work in the Shard and I got the sack from the Shard. I was working in recruitment, so I was assisting people to get jobs in the Shard. Recruitment is cutthroat. If you're not making the figures, just like estate agent work and sales full stop, if you're not making those figures, you got to go, right? And that was me, because I was too concerned in getting people their absolute ideal jobs opposed to just getting jobs filled. Anyway, to cut a long story short, got let go from the Shard. So when I saw the opportunity to manifest offices and then be based in the Shard, for me, that fire was like, I'm getting this, because I knew I was going back to that place, but instead of being on the second floor in a tiny room, I've now got 2 full floors. You'll see when you come, I've got 2 fat floors. Like I sometimes just there.
I've never been there. I always look at the Shard like, ooh, fancy.
And sometimes they're just doing Facebook Lives, just walking across the offices. The offices are sick. I know the CEO, they know me to a different capacity because of the way I use social media. So the way how I got the opportunity as well is that I use it effectively. There's so many ways that you can market yourself positively and effectively using social media. You can't watch how many likes you get, how many comments you get, because the people that are actually watching you are the people that are not saying anything.
You know, it's funny you say that, because as much as some people are there thinking, oh, I need to get 1,000 likes, I need to get 1,000 people watching.
Quality.
You'd be amazed the people behind the screen watching, because that's how I got my interview for the BBC.
So why don't we have a discussion about this? So how did you get because this is what you do, so how did you get your interview for the BBC? How do you get spotted and people to actually see you?
To me, there's so much synergy.
So come on, tell us about it. Social media.
With me, I just used to have weekly rants. about my day.
Controversy sells.
Yeah.
Controversy.
Just being
That's one
that,
route. Yeah.
being that troublesome one. One day I done a tube change, full tube change of my trachea.
Okay.
And I got the most views, 3,000. And people started to reach out.
Love it.
Say, no, we want to talk to you. What you're doing is amazing. What you doing. To me, I don't do quite well with phrases. Amazing, this, inspirational.
Yeah, because I see you having a little giggle, but you need to take it.
You're doing well today. You're doing well.
I just think, you know what? I'm a human being. I've been
It's a
born.
normal man. And you just
Stuff needs to get on. Once I'm dead, it's done. It's a wrap. The shows, the curtains are closed. So now that I'm here, I'm going to make the most of my time. I'm going to enjoy myself and give back to the earth.
Love it.
Because I feel that child who may have a similar condition to me is probably behind closed doors every day. Talking about that, I met a gentleman in Guy's Hospital because I go for yearly checkups just to make sure my airway is safe. And there was a black guy, young boy, I think no younger than 25. Throughout his life, he was normal. He didn't nothing to do with his neck. His airway collapsed, unfortunately, and he's having to live with a trachea permanently.
sometimes hard.
Yeah.
Because you're used to a certain lifestyle.
Used to a certain lifestyle.
Change is more.
Whereas with me, I don't know no different.
Yeah,
I
it's
grew up
you,
with it.
yeah.
So talking to him, he's like, he used to be a raver. He used to go out and talk to girls. He stopped going to raving because his voice didn't project high enough. So he felt isolated. He didn't feel confident enough amongst his peers. So he hid away a lot.
Wow.
So I was like, I'm just like you. Only difference is I was born with mine. But you need to let people see it too. Because even when he saw me, he was trying to cover it up.
Yeah.
Because he didn't think I had one. So it's until I took it off, and he was like, oh, you got one. I go, yeah.
Oh.
Just be yourself.
Yeah.
Authenticity.
Yeah.
Exactly. And with the BBC, for me, so when I train people, I say to people, controversy actually sells more than positivity, unfortunately. That will get you way more views when you're doing something controversial. Look at you smiling like, right? Yeah. I know.
I mean, I've seen that with my poetry. The poetry that got me noticed was my very raunchy, Madam Pornetry poetry.
Exactly.
And the first line is, so you want to beat the beep. And everyone's like, damn!
Yeah, straight away.
And
People
then
just
everyone
like
tends to listen.
Yeah.
You hear the gasp, but it does. So controversy is one way
to get
attention on social media. What else?
Absolutely. So, and then another way is being informative. So you know me as a South African house DJ. So I made sure if people done a search for South African house DJ or female DJ in London doing South African house, I was on page 1 in Google. That's how I'd be found.
How did you do that?
Well, you'd have to come to my social media classes to find that out. You will. Well, you're going to be coming. Do you know? I'm going to be doing a consultation with you anyway. So it's just knowing how to use social media effectively, what time of the day I'm using it, what platforms I'm using it. At that time, I didn't have my own website. I've created my own websites now, but at that time, I didn't have it. But people were still finding me at the top. So when I got a tweet from the BBC saying follow us back in the days, you had to follow. You had to be following someone in order for them to DM you. So they've asked me, can you follow the BBC so that we can DM you? And then they basically came around. I was DJing around London in the city, Shoreditch and the likes, just doing some soul seductive sets.
As you do.
Yeah, as you do. And BBC World News. It's just like, yeah. And I'd already put that on my vision board back then. I was like, Tendai.
So you put it on there that you want to be
on the BBC's, yes. I've got an image of me and a big screen, yeah. And then it was the BBC.
Well, I've been on BBC Radio.
Excellent.
BBC TV is what I want.
It's coming. So yeah, I love the alignment, love it.
Brilliant. So, what you were saying something about what you said about the likes and people are not actually it's the likes and the followers are not important, because sometimes I feel like that everyone goes on like, oh, you're doing so well. I'm like,
but you're not
I haven't got any K's. Like, I want K's followers.
Right. No, it's all about quality, not quantity. Instagram are even going to be changing their algorithms where other people aren't going to be able to see your likes, because
and your views now as well. I've noticed that recently on Instagram.
Right.
You used to have how many views?
it depends on how you've done your videos. So if you've done videos and pictures in your videos, it depends on the order you've done them, but it won't tell you.
No, but
how
even single
your views.
pictures now, even single videos.
Videos, really?
At the bottom.
For your videos personally?
Yeah, I've noticed that recently, that
Oh.
we would usually show
Yeah.
how many views. Obviously, if you've got a whole load of different things, you can't see it. But
Yeah.
if it's one video on its
Yeah,
own,
yeah. You should be
Then,
seeing
yeah,
those.
you should
Yeah,
be
weird.
seeing
Anyway, that is getting phased out where other people can't see that. Only
Okay.
you can, so that people aren't comparing themselves, because the suicide rate is
Oh,
high
that's
with young
why, yeah.
people. With social media, that's their
it
language.
has such massive impact
Yeah.
on them, especially younger people.
Mhm.
When they post something, because what I noticed with like my daughter and her friends' pages, they've got like 5 pictures.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have like a big
Yeah.
really, you've got like 6 billion posts.
Yeah.
It's like almost like a chronology.
It really is. We get you.
Chronology for me.
Chronological.
No, chronological. It's a chronological. I can't even say it.
Chronologically.
See, this is what I'm saying. Nobody's perfect. Anyway, it's like a timeline. Yeah.
Yes, that's the perfect word. I like
Synonym.
that.
See, I'm English teacher. I find a different way. It's a timeline of
Yeah.
my journey, and it's like I like to go
I
back and
love
see
looking
what I'm
back
doing.
at mine. Yeah.
Whereas my daughter, it's very
One. They'll
like
just have
one, two, smile. If it's not, and if like if you don't get the likes or someone makes a comment on it, it goes. So that
Is that why they're deleting it? Because they're not getting the, because someone makes a comment?
Not always, but
Okay.
it's very minimal.
Yeah, it is.
There's not a whole load of different stuff. It's
Mm.
like they pick the ones that people liked a lot.
Yeah,
And
but even then, sometimes I've seen them with thousands and thousands, and then they just delete it all, and they've only just got the one, just the one picture. It's a young people phenomenon, so to say. That's how they do things. And as you said, we like the timeline. I don't know if that's a girl thing. Is that a girl thing?
Yeah.
I don't know, look at you
Also,
now and see.
yeah,
There better not
it's
be
gonna be all
timeline there. I'm
over
going to call you a woman or.
Man.
But I mean, it's been really, really great having you. I mean, both of you have been doing amazing things. Both of you kind of coming from a business background, and you're.
Are they going to be playing the video that we've got?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
We did ask for the video to know that when we've been
Yeah.
talking. So can we see Tendai's video?
This is from the vision board workshop. So this happened with regards to me saying I want to start, instead of looking for individuals one by one.
Yeah.
I now do vision board workshops like away days. So corporate companies come to my offices in the Shard, and I basically motivate their staff to have healthy work-life balances, to make sure
And
they're
that's
setting
really key
goals,
as well.
personal and professional. Yeah, well-being is huge, high on the agenda.
Yeah, it
you
is,
know.
because if you've got happy
And when I
clients-
roll,
Yeah.
I'm in control. Don't matter what they say, no, I don't care. Ain't gonna walk away until I'm there. Move all day and I never get tired. Move all day and I never give up. Move all day and I never get tired. Move all day and I never give up. Move all day and I never get tired. Move all day and I never give up. Move all day and I never get tired. Move all day and I never give up. Won't stop till I get that. I won't stop. Won't stop till I get that. Till I get that. Get that. Won't stop till I get that. I won't stop. Won't stop till I get that. Till I get that. Get that. Get that. I'm on the loose. Get out my way. I'm about to prove what I've been saying.
So yeah, I'm so proud of that video. And it's like I had this vision, you know, to be showing groups of people how to do vision board workshops, and corporate companies have got me hired in, doing that in schools as well. I've got a contract, so we're going to be doing that in 25 boroughs across London. Yeah, working with young people.
Wow, that's so fantastic.
It's just like, this is
It's
what I've
just-
been working towards. Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And it's astounding when you say, like, okay, I said I want to do this.
Yeah.
But my brother says the same thing. He says he's had his vision board up there and he's had
Yeah.
everything on there, and it's just slowly coming
To fruition,
and,
yeah.
and it's happening. And mine is too.
It
So
is.
I'm really looking forward to when I put it down.
Yeah.
When we have that session, we put it
Yeah.
down and I start manifesting, because I've got big plans.
Hey.
Manifest
And
it
be
all.
careful. You have to be careful what you wish for. You got to be specific as well. Not just like, I want to go loads of holidays. You need to tell the universe where you
Because
want
there
to
was the bit
go.
about the the bit that I didn't really get was the money bit, where you have to write a check about how much money.
Ah,
I didn't do that bit.
Right, good.
So for me, I was a bit like.
Okay, so Jim Carrey done that. So we only had 45 minutes in the session that we done. Jim Carrey wrote a cheque for £10 million, and he said, he wanted it by Thanksgiving. He got a contract for Dumber and Dumber, and his contract was for £10 million. This is why I do it with people. It actually works. It worked for Jim Carrey. It can work for other people.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. But you need to be very specific. He was aware of what he wanted to do. So I do basically, as I said, I was working at the Shard as a recruitment talent ambassador. Basically, I was hired as, because I can see what people are good at, what they should be doing. It's like, yeah, let's put you in this job because you're going to flourish. So I do that with people, find out what kind of salaries they're looking for, what is your wealth department look like on your vision board, and we do the goal based on that.
Well,
so
when we do that,
yeah,
I'm actually really looking forward to it.
Good.
So we could discuss dates.
Yes.
But we are running out of time,
Wow.
and it's been amazing to have you both.
It's so quick.
I know it does fly by, but when you've got such amazing stories and so much to share, time flies.
When you're having fun.
And when you're running late.
Yes, that's why you're slightly late. You know.
Train.
Everything happens when it's supposed to happen. So, if you've got any acknowledgements or thank yous that you would like to send out there.
Thanks, my mum, for having me.
Oh.
And
And keeping you,
being patient and keeping me. And everyone else who's in the background supporting what I do.
Fantastic.
I've got a gazillions of thanks. I'm going to thank my mother as well, because I've had to make a lot of sacrifices in order for me to say I'm going to forge this new career. I've had to make a lot of sacrifices, and she's been able to help make that happen. So huge thank you to my mum, who's helped make me be able to forge this path. And then people like pen people who believed in my DJing dreams when I was just like, I want to do DJ workshop. It's like, come here, just set it up here. And having someone believe in me like that. Ollie, I'd like to say thank you for the office premises that you afford me with. Thank you so much, my brother, for holding me down, best friend. I've got gazillions of people, but those are first and foremost, yeah.
Okay, so let me go. Well,
Just before we disappear,
go on.
I've got something called Disability Proud
Okay.
that I'm in partnership with another company called Talk Disability.
Okay.
So it's an event to celebrate people with disability. Similar methods to what Gay Pride do, celebration.
Okay. Well, that's nice.
But it's called Disability Proud. It's going to be in Croydon on the 20th of June 2020. And it's celebrating people with all forms of disability, hearing, physical. I'm bad with big words. But yeah, it's a celebration for all, and it'll be good to see
People
everybody
turn out for you.
And
Okay.
I'm recently doing some free, I've been commissioned to run free workshops for DJ workshops and social media workshops in Sutton. So if anyone's from Sutton, absolutely free, but to age between 16, maybe 14 even actually, yeah, between 14 and 30, come down to Sutton, go to Inspiring DJs and you'll see information there, or Quest for Success UK, the number 4. So yeah, I'm about trying to give out all of this information for free to people.
Okay, that's fantastic, brilliant. And me, seeing as we're thanking mummies, I want to thank my mummy for being a wonderful mum and empowering me and all the support you've given me. And I'd like to announce I'm having my first event, which is I've launched my new page, which is Naturally Creative. So the idea is to develop the Naturally brand and have like a stage where I can have some of the amazing talent that I have on the show come and perform. So the night is called an evening with artists.
Right. And
the first artist that's going to be featuring is me, and it's going to be on the 20th.
Surprise.
Well, you know, you got to work what you got, and I've got me right now, so I'm putting it out there. So I'm going to have a night. I've got the Poetry Awards on the 23rd. So maybe I'll win, maybe I won't, but I think it's almost like a little bit of a celebration.
You're a winner. You are.
I am a winner.
In our eyes.
I don't need the trophy. I'd like it, but I don't need the trophy. But it's almost like a celebration. It's the next step for me. So if you'd like to see me perform, I get a lot of people saying, when are you performing? That would be a fantastic opportunity to see me
I said, what a great plug.
Yeah,
I love it. Yeah.
It'd be a great opportunity for you to come and see me perform. I'll be doing them. We've got a few great artists. We've got Afrobeat artists down there coming to perform. Asking both of my great friends coming. And yeah, it's going to be a good night. So that's where I'm going to leave it. So a big thank you to both coming.
Thank you.
And
Thank you very much.
for success. Thank you.
Sharing. Yeah, so look up, I'll make sure that there's links to Quest for Success and to Unique Abilities and Disability Proud. And on that note, I will say good night and I will see you next time. Good night from Naturally. Good night.
Wake the streets up. Okay. Wake the streets up. Okay. Come on. Okay. Wake the streets up.
Hello, Sister Joy.
Alhaja.
Sister Joy, every time I see prophetess these days, her skin just dey glow like newborn baby.
Not be only you notice that, oh.
Hello, prophetess.
Hello, friend. Prophetess, today, you have to tell us the secret of this everlasting beauty, oh.
That is not a secret, oh, my sisters. Wendy Glow Cosmetic Series is my all-in-all, from facial scrubs to stretch mark remover. Trust Wendy Glow to have a solution for your skin. All their products are personalized to your skin conditions, and you will see a visible difference within a short time. Currently, they are giving 10% discount by mentioning Wendy HTV.
Abeg, take me there now. I no wan party again, oh, until I start using Wendy Glow.
Me, I want to party. This is their details. Telephone 01634 936 728. Mobile number 07403 251 543. Website www.wendysglowcosmetics.com. Email info@wendysglowcosmetics.com. Wendy Glow Cosmetics will help you wear less makeup.
Chop no chop. Infrared. Please, you are just happy for a little. Smile. Let me know you are happy with me. You can always tell what somebody drove to a comedy show by the way they sit down. That brother in Agbada there, please stand up for recognition. See, they clapping for you. They didn't know you came with Uber. Range Rover, isn't it? I just like to make you happy a bit. You know, she's here, just to, I see you adjusted your shoulder. Who bought the VIP, you or her? Just let me see who else is in there. I see the brother we have there, I see your cap. Respect, boss. Open his face, yeah? Because you don't know who's watching.